morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Stepping through the circus
Where the clowns, where the crowns.
Marble halls, power calls, and the truth get drowned. 1600 epicenter where they got them scams. Shake your hand, give you a smile, it's another scam. Spitting venom, pins a weapon, dissecting deception. Every election's a selection rigged by perfection. They pull the levers, move the gears, and make the masses blind. Feed your tears and your fears, keep the trap in line. Secret Service get you whacked, that's a casualty. Oval Office double cross, that's the strategy. Paint the picture, hang it up, yeah, for the sheep. I'm awake, stop the hate, let the real one speak. Let's go. It's rigged, system built to collapse. Pawns in the game, got me caught up in the trap. 1600, yeah, scheming all about.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Monty, thank you for sharing the live.
It's rigged, power in the game.
Checkmate, checkmate.
No, you can't escape the fate. 1600, yeah, got me running from the stage. Breaking from the cage, now they bout to feel my rage. Back up in the lab, crafting bars like a
Happy Thursday.
Every word I say is a missile.
Good morning, Tara.
Rewrite the history, spin it like it was a fable. Cut the cable, cut the label, flip the whole damn table. I'ma keep on rapping, scream it all up through the static. While they traffic in the panic, I'ma make it tragic. 1600 where the vultures circle real low. Selling hope, but the rope's tied around your throat. Surgical with the word scalpel to the lies. Peeling back the curtain, see the devil in disguise. Yeah, see the devil rigged. Yeah, see the devil in disguise. It's rigged. Yeah, system built.
All right, let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning. Welcome to the show.
8 years.
Welcome to the show. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, the head of the class.
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw.
I won't finish last. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
How we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you get your famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac.
Yeah, I guess we going viral cause my zodiac.
Check out all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my blast.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
And if they is my ex, that mean they left me.
Yes. Oh my
They don't
goodness.
get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Woo.
Call me the master with a new whip.
All right, ladies.
I'ma take off.
Here's the favorite part. Here it goes.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's life.
This is a lie.
Yes. Shit was radical.
Keep it clean, man, please.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off
Oh.
the rails.
It's like deja
We don't-
vu. It's
We
like
don't believe
deja
that.
vu.
I don't believe it.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
All right, seriously. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot. Welcome to Zeus News, ladies and gentlemen, where we get to the bottom of what's really happening here in the United States of America as it relates to and things that are going on in the world of politics. But before we get started, let's take care of some very, very important housekeeping items. For those of you tuning in this morning, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me? Hey, W's in the chat for Callie Love. W's in the chat for Anna. Actually, W's in the chat for all of you. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest. I am the most honest person on social media, hands down. All right. It's second nature at this point. So that's the first H. The second H is because I am humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. All right. And you got to be humble because you always have to leave yourself, room for improvement, so to speak. Right. All right. And so that's the second H. And then there's the last H, ladies and gentlemen, which is arguably one of the most important H's of them all. And it is because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Zip it. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tommy. You need to change your name. All right. Because calling yourself Jeffrey Epstein in my chat is sick stuff. And you know what? You just might end up getting what you asked for. You just might end up getting picked up by law enforcement. All right. So if I were you, I wouldn't joke around with things like that. Seriously. All right. And so that kind of goes into the next part of my show, or Zeus News, as I would like to say. What we do is very special. It's sensational. It's diabolical. It's theatrical. It's magical in a way. We hold a mirror up to Donald Trump and his supporters, right? And hold them accountable for all of their dirty, disgusting, filthy deeds, right? And you can just look at what's happening here in the United States right now. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, he's having a meeting, Board of Peace. Believe it or not, right? He's meeting with the Board of Peace. He's doing this because he's distracting from the Epstein file. Let's see what he said.
Thanks. So
You can
congratulations.
hear him?
You made a good decision.
You hear him talking?
We did it together. Thank you.
Oh
Jim.
yeah,
Great guy.
we'll get into that in just short order. But
So I want to thank the many leaders.
oh, get out of here! Yeah, you want to thank everyone. And so what I'll say is this: if you are a Trump supporter, you might want to leave this show this morning because I promise you, I've been pretty good at this. I'm going to ruin your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and everything in between. All right? Why? Because that is what's necessary in order to get you to let go of the stronghold this MAGA demon has on you. All right, it's like you're on a bad ride, MAGA, and I'll tell you the story about Elias in short order. Once I get this story finished and finalized, I'll tell you the story about Elias, somebody who wouldn't let go of their horse. Their horse was out of control. This horse is a bad horse, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll tell you what happened to Elias. Maybe on another show, because today is an abbreviated show, but I just want MAGA to understand we're doing this out of love, not love for you, but out of love for our country. All right. We have to save the United States of America. W Vice. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and get the PSA announcement out of the way. If you are a Trump supporter and you cannot handle the truth, leave my show right now because it's going to be very uncomfortable for you over here. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed, and I take no responsibility for folks' feelings if they end up getting hurt, honestly, because we're all adults right now, and you've heard a lot of things, right? My skin is so thick. There's honestly nothing a Trump voter could say to me to make me really crash out at this point. I just don't like it if they get on my show and then they break the community guidelines and then they start jeopardizing the platform, right? Because then that just shows me you really have nothing good to contribute. And I don't want to be around people who have nothing good to contribute. I want to have authentic engagement, all right, with folks who really do believe in Donald Trump. I mean, speaking of him, right, I want to talk to the demons out there who continue to make this guy relevant.
30 years of fighting, right? 30 years of fighting, we got it done.
This is him. What is this? And this is the Board of Peace. I just want to listen to a little bit of what he's talking about so I can get angry. Listen to this
great
demon.
thing you did, you and your new friend. They came to my office and they said, I've been fighting for 22 years. Now you're there for 23 years, right? But I've been fighting for 22 years. That's all I've done is fight this gentleman. And his counterpart was there for 7 years. He said, I've been there for 7 years. All I've done is fight this gentleman. And we had it worked out in about 24 hours.
What is he
right? And it's
talking
been a
about?
good piece of that. I think they've become friends. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that, but I think so. I think they've become.
What is Donald Trump talking about? This is supposed to be the Board of Peace. I guess they're about to spend billions and billions of dollars in redeveloping the Gaza Strip. Is that what this is about? I thought it was America First, MAGA. But it's never been America first. It's always Donald Trump and his billionaire friends first. And this is just a good example. You don't have health insurance, do you, MAGA? You don't have anything. Now that I think about it, MAGA, you don't have anything but booze and shame. And this guy's parading around the world, grifting you. Every day you get a fundraising email. How much money does he need? How many other countries, MAGA, does this man need to support while robbing you blind? You don't have health insurance. I'm hearing it's amazing. He can go over here, Board of Peace, right? Billions of dollars, but you can't even get health insurance. All he has to do is say Obama's name, and you'll say, you know what? You're right. I don't need that health insurance. All he has to do is look at him shaking hands, making money. You're not getting a thing. It's really sick, and it's embarrassing that we're going through this as a nation. So let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Is he saying anything relevant? Let's give him another chance to see if he's actually saying anything of value before I do away with him.
Where's President Millet? You're another one, I'll tell you. Where's President Millet?
He's talking like his diaper's full.
I endorsed him. I'm not supposed to be endorsing people, but I endorse when I like people. You know, I've had a very good record of endorsing candidates within the United States. But now I endorse foreign leaders, including Viktor Orban, who's here, and others. And I endorse this gentleman, Millet.
You hear him slurring his words?
A little behind in the polls. He ended up winning in a landslide. I just endorsed the Prime Minister of Japan. She was in a tight race, but was probably going to win. And she won in the largest number in the history of Japan.
Yeah.
So she likes me.
What about health insurance?
But
what about those Doge checks? Have you endorsed those Doge checks? Have you endorsed the so-called thousands of dollars we'll be getting in our tax refunds? Have you endorsed cutting our utility bills in half? Have you endorsed releasing the Epstein files? No, you haven't. But you're over here parading around with all these other billionaires. And I just saw, actually, I got to send them straight to hell because I saw Don Jr. Did you see Don Jr. and Eric Trump yesterday? Literally bragging that they're getting away with defrauding the United States of America. And they said they had to do it. They had to do it because if they didn't do it, China and all these other countries would have did it. So they had to be the first ones to the vault, right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. I can't take it anymore. You shouldn't either, right? Join me in warming up the lake of fire because this is totally unacceptable to have a sitting president and his family literally robbing the American people blind and covering up for P3DOs. This is no. We're not going to have that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell. Y'all could go back. Y'all could go watch this later on. I got other things to talk about.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah, and that's a huge W, Zeus, right there. So obviously the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen, the elephant in the room is what happened with so-called Prince Andrew. Did we all wake up to this news today, ladies and gentlemen? If you didn't wake up to this news, we're going to go over it together. All right, here we go. All right, let's go over this news together real quick.
Has been arrested on suspicion of You now know that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, of course, former Prince Andrew, has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. This is according to the police. We've just received this statement. It comes just after we heard that police had arrived at the home of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor and that the police had been previously assessing evidence in relation to revelations in the so-called Epstein files. Now, what do we know so far? It has been a tumultuous few months, of course, for former Prince Andrew. He has been pushed out of the monarch's estate, essentially shoved into Sandringham, where he has lost all of his royal titles as well since last year, stripped of those royal titles by his brother King Charles. An anti-monarchy group filed a complaint against him after the most recent trove of documents was released, accusing him of violating his role as a trade envoy for the UK by sending secrets, by sending state information, by sending details of economic packages that Britain was working on to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Mr. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has denied any wrongdoing. But these are absolutely extraordinary events.
They always
for
deny.
Someone of this title, someone of
They always deny, don't they? Don't they always deny, ladies and gentlemen, when you catch them with their you know how they say, they got caught with their pants down. Isn't it amazing what happens when you get caught with your pants down? Especially when you are, you know what I call it. It's the typical suspect. When they got the MAGA demon, it's typical suspect. What is this typical suspect? Well, average white guy. Well, this is, in this case, privileged white guy. But what was he doing? Hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. Because they think it's all, I don't know. When are white folks, the white men in particular, when are y'all going to really address the spirit of perversion that y'all are plagued with? When are y'all going to really acknowledge this? Because as I thought about it, I started, because we're in the middle of Black History Month, and it came to me. I said, during slavery, MAGA, we know what y'all were doing to the slaves, especially the black women. It's a sick thing. But yet, you know who they always try to demonize? Black folks and people of color. Laken Riley. And that's a very sad story. But to sit up here in the United States of America and act like white men haven't done the unimaginable is bizarre. And then you had Donald Trump yesterday. 90% of the crime is committed by 2% of the population. And I said, okay, I get it now. Because y'all don't think y'all commit crime. You just think people of color commit crime. And so the numbers are skewed, honestly. Donald Trump is running around bragging, saying, oh, crime is down. I don't believe a lot of the crime that is going on in this country is actually being reported. I don't believe it. So I don't even trust the crime statistics anymore. And that's a huge W, Zeus. All right, that's a huge W, Zeus. And I could probably get into trouble for saying that, but let me ask the audience, right? Am I wrong to think that, ladies and gentlemen? Am I wrong to think like that? I'm just double checking. Am I wrong to think that maybe we have a country going on right now where these white guys are able to get away with committing just all kinds of evil crimes, and it goes unreported in an effort to make it look like crime is down? And then the crime that they do report, oh, so-and-so, they love to talk about black on black crime and the crime going on in brown places. Oh yeah, we just got to send people there. But then every time we turn on the TV and look at the news, the most unimaginable crimes are occurring. And actually, I might show you a story or tell you a story about something. But let's talk about what Prince Andrew is being, what they said. What did they say? He has not been formally charged, all right, but he was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. All right. Misconduct in public office is a serious common law offense in the UK, potentially carrying a maximum sentence of life in prison. The arrest occurred on his 66th birthday at a residence at Sandringham Estate. Police are conducting searches at address at Berkshire and Norfolk, and he remains in custody, likely up to 24 to 96 hours, pending a decision on whether to charge or release him. No charges have been filed yet, and he has consistently denied any wrongdoing related to Epstein on these matters. Isn't it? I mean, we heard about Les Wexner. We heard from Donald Trump. We're hearing from everybody. It's amazing. Y'all all hung out with Epstein and y'all had no clue what this man was doing. It's crazy. And you know what's funny? Or it's not even funny, but you know what's actually pathetic? You believe that. And you believe that we believe it. None of us believe it. And what we do believe is that you got to go to hell. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, and I just wish they would come out and say it. He's being investigated because we saw those photos of him with Virginia Giuffre. And we know about other situations where he's been doing things with children. So, yeah, we had to bring him in. And you need to just start calling it what it is. Don't call it misconduct while in public office. Call it what it is. Sick behavior. P3DO behavior, right? And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten another MAGA demon, and it's time to hold them accountable. And remember, hey, Misty, I don't know if my good friend Misty was here. Remember, I went to her live. This is a woman Trump supporter. She said, I'm not going to worry about those Epstein files because you know what, Zeus, nothing's going to happen. And I said, see, you don't believe, right? Because in the Bible, it says with faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. And what we're seeing right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the signs that, hey, unfortunately, that mindset isn't going to hold people accountable. But the mindset that Big Zeus and millions of others have, that will. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. For any of you out there still holding on to hope that Donald Trump is somehow going to come out the hero in this crazy story about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, do us all a favor and go somewhere like I'm about to send Prince Andrew. Where are you going to send him, Zeus? Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Alrighty then, W's in the chat for Big Zeus. All right, now, I need to bring this story up into the kingdom because, and I did a video about it yesterday. It's Black History Month. And nothing, and I did a video about Sir Michael Singleton as well, by the way. He went on to CNN. And if you're a black person in Black History Month supporting Donald Trump, you're already cooked. You're already cooked, in my opinion, right? Because there's nothing you can say to me to help me see this so-called other side of Donald Trump where he's not a racist, all right? It's not ever going to work. But yesterday, you know, Donald Trump had a little ceremony. And he tried to honor the late, great Jesse Jackson. And by the way, R.I.P. Jesse Jackson. And somebody's grandmother did something, and it's been circulating all over the internet, but it's worthy of Lake of Fire, right? Somebody's grandmother literally, and I respect my elders. So I'm grudgingly doing this. I didn't want to do it, because I have to respect my elders. They've gone through so many things. However, when you're doing things that are contrary to the good Lord's will, if you're doing things that are contrary to the good Lord's will, then we got to hold you accountable, man. All right. And so you can't go on national television as a person of color and tell other people of color to get up off of Donald Trump and stop criticizing him for being racist. Ma'am, if it wasn't for people like me, do you understand you probably wouldn't have even made it onto his little platform, right? He's only using you to make you seem like you're an important person, but at the end of the day, he's trying to say, look, I'm not racist. Don't listen to Big Zeus and all these other people. I'm not racist. Look, I got this token. And you fell right in it. Y'all got to stop using your tragedies that you're going through and allowing that to get you to do more ridiculous and crazy things. And so I'm going to let her talk for herself, and then I'll get straight to judgment. All right. We all remember this epic moment in the middle of Black History Month.
Felicia Cook, a lifelong Washingtonian who tragically lost her grandson to violence in 2017. Felicia, we're so sorry, and you are a spectacular person. If you could say a few words, please. Thank you very much. Yes, come on. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to say this. Please brace yourselves. All right.
Help her up. We don't want any mistakes. Come on in.
First of all,
Thank
I
you.
have a hug?
Yes, you can. Thank you.
She says, first of all, can I have a hug? Ma'am, he's in the Epstein files. Why would you want to hug this man? So you already starting off on a bad foot.
That's so nice. I like her. Please.
I like him too.
What? Ma'am, you like him too. You've never met this man. You don't know him. You don't run in the same spaces as him. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's very triggering to listen to this.
One thing I like about him, he keeps it real just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks.
Wow.
Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched.
What? Did she just say she's an advocate for... Did she just say what? I didn't catch that. Did she just say she's an advocate for unaliving?
His constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. Mm-hmm. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder.
Man, you need to, I know you've gone through something, but you need to sit your special behind down for saying that. I don't know what. I don't even know if I could translate what you was trying to say. But this is what happens when you allow the devil to use you, the MAGA demon to use you. You get up here and start openly saying what the demon inside of you is really all about. It's sad because this is somebody's loved one. This is somebody's grandmother. And I would normally not do this because I have a lot of respect for my elders. But this is very, very troubling, to say the least.
Marched, I rallied, I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing?
So he gave you some attention and you fell in love with him. That's what it sounds like to me. You're listening. Have you been paying attention to him going after all these museums that are, have history about slavery? And he's saying, no, they shouldn't be able to put that up, ma'am. What are you talking about? And how did the Democrats get involved in the middle of this?
Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple.
Are you aware of what Donald Trump has done in the Epstein files, ma'am, while you're sitting up here falling in love? Because there's claims in there that he's done that. Lake Michigan, Dusty Ray Duke, in the back of the limousine, and maybe in several other instances, ma'am. It's amazing how you are so clear-minded when it comes to going after black people, because this may have been a situation, in my opinion. I haven't looked into it, but this could be black on black crime, as they like to say. And I know I shouldn't say black on black crime, but it's amazing, ma'am, how you're so clear-minded about locking up another brother or sister. It's amazing.
If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple.
Oh, sort of like all those indictments Donald Trump had and the convictions of 34 felonies. Ma'am, do you not see what you're doing? You're literally up here. What am I doing? I'm upholding what? White supremacy. And she's using all of her strength, ladies and gentlemen. This is pure devil. This is pure demonic work. This is pure demonic work.
And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
Now watch this. You kissed him? All right, I got to do that again because that part actually tickled me, ma'am. I'm going to do this again before I judge you. This is the part that's going to get you.
If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple.
Okay.
And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on.
Oh, you getting up there.
I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off.
Back up off.
And Grandma said it.
And you kiss each other. Now pat her on the back and send her back into the little hyena pack she came out of. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And you can just look at that look on Donald Trump's face. I duped another one. He's happier and it's all get out. He duped another one in the middle of Black History Month. You can't make this stuff up. But here's what I got to say, ma'am. I'm going to need you to do us all a huge, huge favor. When you get home, I need you to hit your knees. Hit your knees. And get down and beg God. I mean, beg God for forgiveness. Because you truly, truly, ma'am, you've went astray and you need to repent. Our ancestors, Jesse Jackson, They are literally looking at you, listening to you, going, what has gotten into you? This is embarrassing, man. And I got to do it. I got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hook, line, and sinker, bamboozled. We have no other choice, ladies and gentlemen, but we got to get this MAGA demon out of our folks like this, all right? This is somebody's grandmother, but she's lost. She's in a lot of pain, and Donald Trump is capitalizing on her pain. That's what he used her for. Oh, you're in pain? Well, why don't you come on over here to this little event that I'm throwing? Because I'm going to make all your pain go away. All you got to do is pretend like you love me, and I'll give you, your cup will runneth over. And she fell for it, like a lot of y'all do. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up this lake of fire. We have no choice but to do this. This is for all the black folks out here still worshiping Donald J. Trump in the middle of Black History Month. Something is truly wrong with your minds, and I got the answer for it. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons straight to hell. Something's wrong with your mind. Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah.
You MAGA demon.
And that's another huge W, Zeus. Yeah. I have zero tolerance, honestly, when it comes to black folks trying to pretend like Donald Trump ain't racist. All right. And I get it. And I've said this before. During the Civil War, I understand a lot of black people in the South, they fought alongside the Confederate because they were tricked, or they gullibly did it, but they were convinced that if they fought alongside these folks, they would end up getting their freedom. And I thought that was a thing of the past, but honestly, it's not. It's still going on today. So I just see these folks as disillusioned. I see them as possessed by a strong demonic force, but they have not helped America move forward. They're actually trying to make America move backwards, back in time where they were happily in those fields getting whipped. And that's a huge W, Zeus. I know I could get into a lot of trouble, but listen, somebody has to say this stuff, right? Somebody has to say what I'm saying, all right? And I'm just a vessel putting it out there. What else did I want to talk about? Or did I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen? And look at the time. Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at the time. Oh my gosh. The other thing is this. I need to understand something, and maybe MAGA can help me figure it out. Is Erica Kirk? Should we be questioning Erica Kirk, and should we be questioning? And I'm bringing this up because of this piece right here. I don't know if you can see this, ladies and gentlemen. Should we be questioning Erica Kirk? Pastor linked to Erica Kirk faces child trafficking charges as online speculation spreads. You can go look at this. I mean, you got to question every news outlet, but as I've read through some of this and I've compared it to things that I've been monitoring in the social media world, which I would encourage every single one of you to do, the alarm bells should be ringing. A pastor affiliated with Erica Kirk's recent public appearances has been charged with multiple counts of, guess what? Child trafficking, prompting online speculations about Erica Kirk's past associations. And listen, the reason I bring this all up, why do I continue to harp on the whole Kirk thing? It is simply because after Charlie Kirk was unalive, supposedly, we were inundated with a bunch of Trump voters on my show coming in here complaining that it's been my rhetoric that contributed to CK being unalived. I was accused of not having a heart, or even at one point saying I mocked it. I don't ever mock it, all right? I think violence, political violence, definitely, it's a no-fly zone with me. But it's amazing to me how as much time has passed, right, since September, where we're at right now, we have literally created so much distance between where MAGA was after CK was unalived and where MAGA is now with this. And that includes what Candace Owens has been doing and what she has been saying. And I get it. A lot of the boomer men, the MAGA males, you know, the folks that are still supporting Donald Trump, which they say is predominantly boomer white guys. Y'all can't give Candace Owens her credit right now because she's a black woman. And it's easier for you. It's easier for a lot of you to discredit her than to believe what we all see. And Candace has her own issues. I'm not minimizing that, but I do believe when it comes to this, she's been on to something. All right. So first of all, why is Erica Kirk with this pastor? Right. Authorities, they have not filed any charges against Kirk, and there's no indication she's under investigation. All right. So look, again, this is all my opinion, but it's not just my opinion. It's everybody. Multiple online sources suggest that Kirk was previously involved with influential figures who are now under investigation for alleged trafficking activities. Some commentators claim she has cultivated connections with a range of prominent people, including athletes, political figures, which may have enabled her alleged involvement. One post suggests that Kirk was present in a CIA-related video in 2013, adding speculation that she has had unusual access to elite networks. I've actually seen this video. I've seen the video. I'm seeing some of the old Instagram posts that are circulating. I see this stuff. Reports also indicate that Kirk's parents had occupations that placed her environments tied to data collection and surveillance, which some whistleblowers argue could have been leveraged to facilitate recruitment or manipulate victims. While Kirk has denied several of these claims, inconsistencies in her past interviews have led to increased scrutiny over her activities. And so, you can go check this article out yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And again, I always say verify the source, but I decided to bring this up because I understand there's a lot of Kirk fans out there, Charlie Kirk. And I'm at the point now with Charlie Kirk where I have to ask myself, with all this Epstein stuff going on, right? What was Charlie Kirk doing at all of these college campuses? Have y'all ever asked yourselves that, MAGA? What was he? What is he really doing at the? He's winning votes over to the Republican Party. Okay, fine. That's on the surface, right? That's what it looks like when you're presenting it on the up and up. But when you start looking at all these funders, we have all this stuff going on with Epstein and trafficking and stuff like that. You just can't help but wonder, maybe this was also an opportunity to go after young folks too. I don't know. This is just a question that I have. But as far as I am concerned, MAGA, this is another instance where I say quit pointing at people of color and start looking at yourselves. Look at what's going on inside of the MAGA crime. It's the MAGA crime family. Now that I think about it, let's start talking about the MAGA crime family, all right, which transcends boundaries. It's not restricted to one state. It's not restricted to one race. It literally goes anywhere it's allowed to go, all right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got to do another round of booze and shame and Lake of Fire. Join me in warming up the Lake of Fire because I wish MAGA don't talk about Joe Biden anymore. Don't talk about Barack Obama anymore. And don't get upset when we call you out for being racist and seditionists, treasonous traitors, or guardians of P3DOs. It's time for y'all to start understanding you've been exposed. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And that's a huge W, Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. All right, huge W. All right. I got to open up the chat now, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and let's start having some organic and authentic conversations. I tried to turn the guest request off, but I don't know how to do that on on the TikTok studio, but I'll figure it out. All right. But I hope if you're in the guest request, you are not accidentally in the guest request, because that would be very, very terrible. W's in the chat for Rick. Thank you, champ. I appreciate it. All righty then. Let's move it along. All right. Who do we have first? Good morning. Just put up what did you say, Tara? Kimmy, good morning.
Good morning, Zeus. This is Straight Facts.
Oh, good morning. Welcome, Straight Facts. You came in on the under. How are you?
Yeah, I'm under my alias account. I was in here yesterday, and you didn't bring me up. You went down, so I left out and then tried to come back, and I got busy.
Oh, I get it.
So I'm back today, and I can't even remember what. Oh, I remember what I was going to say yesterday.
Okay.
Because I think, who was up here yesterday? Was it DJ up here yesterday?
He was up here a couple of days ago. He's been up here. Yeah, but it's okay. You can go ahead and address it.
Yeah, I'm missing days. But let me address what I wanted to address that day, because I was saying, listen, Marjorie Taylor Greene, we're not a fan, We know what she was saying and what she was doing a couple of years ago was harmful to our community. And as a matter of fact, everybody else, if you really want to tell the truth. And so I know that what she's doing right now, I'm going to say, is what I expect every adult to do when we're talking about protecting children. Because our first job as adults is to protect children. I see, Miss Obvious. That's our first job. And when you get up here and you do anything but protect the children, especially in light of what's happening today, you are doing Chesterism.
Amen.
So Marjorie Taylor Greene says this: all of you MAGA influencers and the rest mocking the seriousness of women who were rapid and great as teenagers. I'm one of them. I was kidnapped at 18, literally kidnapped and taken from Sacramento to Oakland and held against my will for 24 hours till I had to actually jump out of a window to get away from them with my birthday suit on. Wow. So understand what I'm saying to you. I get it.
Yeah. Wow.
So
sorry.
Those of us who have been rapid and great as teenagers and young women you look like cult fools right now. You look like cult fools. Good luck trying to get women to vote for the Republicans in the midterms, you insensitive clowns. The Republican Party already has a woman voting problem. Keep mocking those of us who take great and pedophilia seriously and demand accountability for corruption. Listen, this is the gate right now. I said on my show this morning, because I do a live show on this channel, 7:30 to 9:30, right before Zeus gets on. And so if you guys want to take part in that, you guys can. I appreciate it. But I said this morning, when Pam sat there and said, this is going to topple the whole entire United States of America, and this is going to topple government. And then I start saying, you know what? The more we start learning, the more I realize that they're right. This is going to topple everything worldwide. And then what I saw this morning, I said, this is not just worldwide, straight facts. This is the patriarchy, just like you said. That lady was up there holding up. That older black woman, Hush Banana, was holding up the patriarchy with all her might. And when I tell you, I was so embarrassed. And then y'all wonder why these young people don't listen to black older people any longer. Why they have a hard time taking us seriously. It's because of people like that woman. She could barely keep her teeth in her mouth while she up there talking about hush. I want y'all to, first of all, get your fixidants right before you get up on the world stage. Did you think it was just going to be people in D.C.? Second of all, she said, when has anybody ever sent his constituents out to somewhere else before? Yes. You know when? When he took us down there to the prison to talk to God. That's when he did it before. Absolutely, he sent his constituents to somebody and talked to them because he wanted to get out ahead of the story. He understood that he was being called a racist and for good reason. And so now what he did was he put together a black party so that somebody like that lady can get up there and say exactly what she said. It is absolutely embarrassing.
Agreed.
You have the captain. You had the captain of the police in North Carolina. See how the demon is trying to get me? Trying to need me some water right now. The captain of the police department in North Carolina, the man asked him, what are the 3 branches of the government? The man said he ain't know. The captain, y'all. The man say, well, I'll tell you what's the 3 branches of the government. You know, I'm not going to tell the answer now because some of y'all in here still don't know it. And if you don't know it, go look it up. He said, I work under the Constitution. He said, that's the thing that made the 3 branches, but which one do you work under? The captain in North Carolina, he said, I don't know. The man at the hearing, I think he was he was somebody from the state representative, statesman. So anyway, he says, well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you when he gives it to him. He said, now that I told you, what branch do you work under? The captain of the police department, I want y'all to hear me, in North Carolina, he says the judicial. You know what? I don't care who he was. I don't care if he was a Democrat. I don't care if he was a Republican. I don't care who he was. He was a black man. That's the point that I'm making. And if you are not black, stay out of this conversation. Exactly. Even in the comment section, because you don't know what I'm talking about right now. He was a black man. Wow. Embarrassing. In case y'all don't know the answer to that question, he works under the executive branch. The executive branch is in control of processing, enforcing law. That's the reason why it is so odd to have a 34-time felon be the president of the United States of America. Amen. Y'all gotta understand why we say the things that we do. And not to mention, that lady up there on that yesterday, that black lady, you know she has grandchildren. And you sat your butt up there and you asked a Chester to give you a hug. That was embarrassing. And that's why it is imperative, black people, specifically, all people, but specifically black people, it is imperative that you guys understand how the government works. So when you get up on national stage, you can do 2 things. You can keep your damn dentures in your mouth. The second thing is you can learn how to say harsh. And the third thing is you can recognize a Chester when he's in your face.
Amen.
I want y'all to do a better job.
Amen. W's in the chat for straight facts.
Zeus, you know I gotta get on out of here because, you know, contrary to popular belief, I do have a job that I've been at for 10 years, and it's a very big company that I work for. So I'm gonna get on up out of here, y'all.
You're welcome.
But I'm gonna tell you guys one more time. This is breaking the patriarchy down around the world. We will never look at white tea, milk toast, thin Lipians, sometime born with Italians, the same again. And those of you blagga, splagga, nagas that are still running around here in these TikTok streets supporting this shit, I want you to have a long talk, not with just yourself, but with your insides, because you need to tell your future children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren why you were so apt to protect a known Chester. Y'all have a wonderful day. And again, I thank y'all for letting me up here, and I thank y'all for the gifts.
We thank you. Thank you. It's a blessing, Straight Facts, honestly, to get you to come in here. And you can say things I won't be able to say, but I know it's true. All right. So seriously, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, a lot of love. All right, then. Thank you. All right. Wow. Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't that amazing, everyone? All right. Let's see. Going to the box. Do we have anyone out there that disagrees with anything we've covered this morning? Please identify yourselves in the comment section. I want to make sure I give you a chance to express to all of us why you disagree. Does anyone disagree? Put a 1 in the chat. All right, we'll give them a few seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Please bear with me. Oh, W Dolphin, thank you. Please request up MAGA. You know, they don't call themselves MAGA anymore. They won't even acknowledge honestly that they voted for Donald Trump anymore. These folks they're in hiding. All right. Let's see. Did I see anyone out there put a one in the chat? All right. This is a safe space, right? Isn't this a safe space, ladies and gentlemen? I'm looking. All right, let's see. We don't have anybody else out there that disagrees with us. So that means obviously Big Zeus and all of you are doing an outstanding job, all right? Oh, okay. Well, what do you call yourselves? What do you call yourselves if you don't call yourselves MAGA? That's pretty interesting. Let's see. There got to be, listen, according to my metrics, okay, in this any given show, I literally end up with the same audience Fox News has, right? Which is, older white guys. And I don't know what they like about Big Zeus, but they end up watching this show. So how is it y'all are all in here? But y'all don't really want to get up here and defend any of this stuff. I mean, you don't got anything to say about Andrew being arrested today on suspicion? You don't got anything to say about possibly us ending up in a conflict with Iran? You don't got anything to say about your dear leader being a racist? It's just, oh, I'm here screen recording Big Zeus and all of these panelists because I want to go and have a little pity party for myself. Okay, fair enough. All right, do what you do. W Miss Obvious. Yeah, they call themselves P3DO protectors. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm one of the fairest hosts. Right, and they just know. I think MAGA knows the jig is up. I think that's what's going on. All right, moving on to the box, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. If you are in the guest request, please double check. Yes, if you're in the guest request, please double check because there is a standing rule on this show. A galaxy, 2 galaxies. If I accidentally bring you up here, I tried to not have the box open this morning, but I think I or 2 galaxies. I'm sorry. Yeah, I tried to not have the box open, but I didn't quite. All right, moving it along. All right, we'll bring up the next panelist. All right. Oh my goodness, W Tara, you didn't have to do that, Tara. Who do we got? Let's see, Danny. Going once. See, here we go again. Danny going once. Going twice. Goodbye, Danny. I don't have time for it to come through. Who is this? Dad's Tacos and Burritos. Let's see.
But, from the time span from throughout the day. So anyways, it built with them. So
how's that happening? Dad's Tacos and Burritos. Did you know I heard that conversation, Dad's Tacos and Burritos? Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're following Dad's Tacos and Burritos. They came up in my guest request, and I get Tacos and Burritos. Dad's Tacos and Burritos, you owe us. Oh, he dropped out. No. You don't run. You owe 2 galaxies, all right? Because I don't know how you accidentally ended up in my guest request. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dad's Tacos and Burritos. I got to figure this out. I really do, because this is bizarre. All right, now you want a taco and burrito? Yeah, let's move it along. All right, let's go. Who do we got? Let's go. I'm just bringing up random people now. Let's just see if we can flood the zone, so to speak. Who do we got in the boxes right now? All right, let's see. Who is this? Ladybug. That's a galaxy ladybug, because we know you made a mistake. That's your thank you, sissy. Cece. Who do we have? Low. Good morning. Darren, are you there? Okay, you know what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to clear it out. Let's just clear it all out again. I'm gonna do it like this, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna clear this whole thing out. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. There you go. You gotta do things like this. All right. And then hopefully the people that do come up, they hold on. Do not send a guest request, anyone. If I drop you from the box, just let it do what it does. And then we're gonna start from a clean slate. All right. Now there's no one in the guest request. Now we might be able to get somewhere. All right, now let's see this. Send the guest request if you want to come up. All right. And we'll do it that way. All right, we're ready now. Good morning, Shaniqua. I'm assuming you didn't accidentally send the guest request.
No, I always send the guest request because I love the kingdom.
Thank you. Well, sometimes people who love the kingdom, they end up in here. All right, so I had to double check. How have you been doing?
I've been doing great. PSA before I start. Texas, get out and vote for Jasmine Crockett.
Okay, good one. That's a good one.
If you are in District 30, Pastor Frederick D. Haynes of Friendship West Baptist Church in the Brown Sugar part of the city, you know what that means, Oak Cliff, get out and vote for him. We need good representation in the state of Texas. If we can flip Tarrant County, where I live right now, blue, we can flip the whole state. So people, get out and vote. Get out of whatever else you got. Get out and VOTE.
Let's go.
Vote. One of our icons just passed away. That's what they fought for. Get out and vote.
Yeah. Okay,
that's my PSA.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, this is kind of crazy because I've lived 55 and I have never ever seen people just love people's bad behavior.
Yeah.
Because I was brought up where, if you did something wrong, you had to be accountable for it.
Correct.
Hey, Lady Brenda, follow me and I'll follow you. But this is crazy because, yes, I've just never seen people who just want to follow bad behavior.
Yeah.
And I've been a Texan I've lived outside the country. I've lived in Europe. I've lived everywhere.
Yeah.
But, people just want to follow bad behavior.
In the name
And when you follow bad.
They do it in the name of God. Did you know that?
Yeah, and I be getting mad about that too.
Yeah.
Don't be putting my God in that. My God is not that type of God.
Thank you.
God didn't ever do anything bad. He accepted Judas even though he knew Judas was going to betray him, but he still loved him, and he tried to let him know that for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life.
Hey, let's go.
But I just don't understand, and I have not understood, and I done quit trying. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah,
I've kind of quit trying to understand it, but as my grandmama and my mama used to always say, that which makes you laugh will also makes you cry.
Yep. I say that all the time. Same thing make you laugh, make you cry. You know the deal.
And then, as my great grandfather told my mom, and she passed it on to me, you always know where you've been, but you never know where you're going.
Yep. Speak on
it.
There you go.
So, it's just, we all know where we've been. We've all passed, we've all passed through these tests and everything. But people, hate only begets hate. Love begets love. And if you want to keep sitting up here hating me because I am a brown sugared, educated, 3 times over, working on another degree, excellent teacher.
Amen.
You can go right ahead and do that. But guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to still need what I got.
Amen.
And what I got is the love of the Lord in my life.
Preach that. All right, Shaniqua. Now listen up. We got to move it on, but I got to say thank you.
You're welcome, Zeus.
All right.
And I watch. Oh, and I want to tell you one more thing.
Oh.
My 25-year-old son, he listens because he's in the house with me, so they ain't got no choice but to listen.
Yeah.
But he was listening the other day when DJ was on here, and he's a very slow boil.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, DJ made him boil over. He was like, how can you be that stupid and be grown at the same time? So I'm going to tell people, even though we think the millennials, the Gen Xers are not Gen X, that's me. Yeah. Gen Zers are not listening to us or whatever like that.
They're listening.
They are listening.
Yep. And they're not falling for it.
And the grandma that was up there, God rest her, peace be still, Lord lift her up. Amen.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ, for helping us do this work, because they see DJ and they go, yeah, we're done with Trump. So thank you, DJ. Thank you.
Well, he wasn't ever with Trump, and he saw him for the amalgamation that he really is. But he just was like, how do people fall for this craziness and then come up in public and talk about this? And I said, I don't know.
They have no
I said, I know one thing I know and two things for sure. You better not be doing nothing like this.
You tell them. All right. Thank you.
So y'all have a blessed day in the kingdom. I love you, Zeus. I'm always
love you too.
Giving you the gifts and everything because I really appreciate the work you do.
Thank you.
And I'm always pushing out all content. And I love 1600 too.
Oh, wow. Thank you. An album shout out. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Shaniqua. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you. Well, listen, I didn't realize it, but Big Zeus has to go. It's I've reached that point in the show, but don't worry. Tomorrow I will do the full show. You have my word. I want to give a special, and by the way, DJ, this is only the first time. This is the one time, DJ, I'm actually going to give you a round of applause. And it's because what Shaniqua just said. I know that when you get in the box and talk, you're turning a bunch of people off from Trump. And you think you're not doing that, but that's exactly what you're doing. Because if you could think for yourself and you were truly a free thinker, you wouldn't say these things. All right? So let that be a lesson, all right? That's another W, Zeus. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here, all right? I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, engaging, and very, very educational. But on a serious note, we got to give one last round of booze and shame. And this goes out to all of you Trump supporters who are still holding on to hope that Donald Trump won't turn out to be that wild and dangerous beast that we all see who he is. All right. Keep holding on to him. I guarantee you, you're going to get everything you voted for. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending these demons straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. And on that note, seriously, I got to get up out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. What a great show. In and out like a burger. Zeus News. Millions crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin? What about Biden? Gas prices sky inflation. Wow, economy dying. This is what they sing every time. Am I right, Marissa? Wow. 13 soldiers gone. Tiffany, I see you. What about them? Yeah. Lift up your voices, ladies and gentlemen. Let them flood in like that heavy. You know Biden did that. All right, get your tissues out because this is the saddest part, right? Up in the White House, call him Sleepy Joe, cognitive decline. Everybody knows. Stumbling words, can't finish a sentence. Puppet on strings, who pulling the leverage? Hunter's laptop. Bullets of deals, China cash flow, million concealed. Family getting pain, influence pedal while we out here struggling, pockets unsettled. Weaponized OJ, FBI raids. Mar-a-Lago storm, but Hunter gets praised. January 6th, locking up brands, but Joe specified docs in his garage, man. Keystone cancel, energy weak. Depending on foes, gas $4 a week. Crime in the city, soft on the streets, defund the police. Chaos for peace. Stole the whole election night. You know Biden, you know what he did. How did he get that many votes? What about Biden? Borders wide open, let them flood it. Millions crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin? What about Biden? Gas prices sky, inflation wild. Economy dying, can't feed your child. What about Biden? Afghanistan mess left on my favorite part. 13 soldiers gone. Joe acting blind. Did you see Joe Biden acting blind? What about that? What about Biden? Yeah. What about Biden? Yeah. Wow. Sing it that part like I said. What about him? That's a great question. What about him? Wow. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. This is the saddest song. All right, I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. Have a great rest of your morning. Don't do nothing.